or programming? What are we really living in? It's interesting when you see someone they're fixated on their programming, on their beliefs. The truth is just rejected, it's obfuscated, it's ignored. And it's so natural that people don't even see it's happening.
I mean, I see it happening all the time. What do you mean?
Nothing gets by you, does it?
No, there's a lot of things get by me. That's why I'm often the most powerful. For me, the most powerful way for me to improve is to always be willing to be both aware and humble enough to be wrong while still being able to respect myself enough to not let people walk all over me the way that I believe some people act in bad faith and are intending to do. They can disguise it however they want to. They can use sort of the political politics of, well, everybody doesn't like you. What did that say about you? When in reality, dude, if everybody did like me, I would have a pretty concerned perspective of that, because we don't end up in the space because we want everyone to like us. It's quite the opposite. We end up in the space because we've been broken by society, because we know society is broken, and we point the finger at each other because we can't figure out how to work together to get something done. And that's not just me. That's everyone here. I haven't seen a single point of somebody working together consistently enough to become a sort of team in the space. It just becomes competitive. Everyone's competing. It's the one thing that I feel like I've been pursuing the most, and it's the least seen. You know, it's the least in the spotlight, and you can say it's the wizard 1% of 1%, and just call it all a lie and a joke. But then at the same time, the one that comes around to you, I believe you would agree and say, well, just because people don't see me working on the land doesn't mean I'm not on the land. So there's nuance, always.
So you're denying that I was in the desert today for 8 hours working with someone on cars and
the exact opposite
clearing the land?
The exact opposite.
So I don't understand the relevancy. I don't understand the point.
The relevance is that whenever Wizard says 1% or I say something like that, you mock it. But when it comes down to somebody saying it in perspective of what they see of you, you understand the truth of that. Everything that happens here is not all that there is.
Again, there's nuance and context there. You have folks who've not shown anything else and don't have the experience of anything else that they bring here, and all they talk about is a certain set of things. And then they say, well, I'm way more beyond the screen than what I show here. Well, whose fault is that then? You know, it's a cope. It's an excuse to overwrite what we have seen here, which is lying, cheating, stealing, a waste of time, energy, and attention, nothing productive, and begging for cash. What the fuck does one have to do with the other?
Cash, right?
And if you have to bring up how much you are away from the screen, it's only to cover what we know of you from being on screen.
We'll do it again. We'll go ahead and let's loop again.
Sure. We can do it as many times as you guys need to figure out nuance and context, because most slaves in the modern day world, not great with it. They hear something similar and they go, oh, same thing every time. No, there's nuance and context.
With you right now, it is the same.
Yeah, when you have someone who specifically does a broadcast, can't find any momentum in their life, can't commit to anything, can't finish anything they start, right? Has horrible results, has to beg for cash other places to treat themselves, and then wants to say, well, what you see of me is only 1% of the 1%. Well, then, yeah, we don't want to see the rest of you, because the 1% we saw here revealed the rest of you and how you live and who you are to some extent. That folks deny. Okay. Right?
That's fine.
So again, I don't see the relevancy either, because I think that a tone was set here today in the now, so to speak, of radical authenticity and accountability, and kind of putting the mask aside.
Well, then let's do that. Let's do that then. Let's really do that then. Let's put the mask aside for all of us.
I thought that we kind of were.
Then let's do it right now.
I just did.
No. Let's all do it right now. Let's put the mask aside. All of us. Hold on. Let me do my metaphorical sort of. Okay. What's up, y'all? How's it going? Mask off. Just a beta. Nothing to see here.
You're a fucking clown, dude.
That would be the mask on.
Much love. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Jack. Much appreciated.
OTW, you've been rather conspicuously silent. What do you make of all this? What is your synopsis?
I've been wondering, like, from which direction I should jump out of my window. It's like, should I go from the left side, take it at a right angle, just fucking go straight through it? Yeah, I was pretty much, making those assessments while they were going at it. Didn't pay much attention to it, really. Because it didn't really go anywhere. Not like I was expecting it to, but hey.
Right. You should tell the people who talk about how they're 98% off screen and away from here to show us the rest of the 98%.
Then show us your legs and walking outside.
I don't need to. The 1% I show on camera has been enough for everyone for 5 years. If you haven't
Hasn't been
noticed,
enough for many people. You push people away.
You don't get to decide that.
I see it. It's seen through the
So
history.
again, people go to what they're never going to show off
say that
screen
you're
because
proud
there's
of it,
nothing
dude. You
to
say you're
show.
proud
It's a
to push it away.
trope.
What do you want me to show? What is the
Okay?
actual,
What I've
is-
shown on screen has been enough. I don't need to go to the rest of my life. At some point, I
Nobody
will.
needs to.
And people will wonder why I didn't earlier. And it's because I have a vision for myself and I'm on that timing, right? And more importantly, God's timing, to be frank, right? So I don't have it all together. I'm not where I need and want to be. I am working toward that over a long enough game, and it will come together. Then it can be shown. These people will continue to tell you about the 98% of them they're never going to show because it doesn't exist. And the 1% we've already seen has revealed enough for us of who and what everybody
You
is.
have to, I guess, define what you mean by what the percentage is. What are you trying to see? Like, what is the value and what would be the objective nature of that value?
You'd have to ask the guy you just quoted, Wizard, who claims that we would really know who and what he was if we saw the rest of the 99% of him that he doesn't bring to panels all day, every day. There's some mysterious aspect of him we're not seeing somewhere else. He forgets that we watched him for 2 years not do his laundry and have an obese woman take care of him and pay for all his shit. And then when he got sick, have to go to a platform to get a few $1,000 and then spent half of it on motorbikes like a child. We've already seen the supposed 1% that reveals the rest of who and what he is. So when you buy into that whole everyone else is everything everywhere else, it's a cope trope.
You know how many times that you've mentioned Wizard in your streams?
You mentioned.
Now, what should I buy first?
Thank you
I
so
don't
much for
bring any of you up as a part of my stream because none of you are relevant or relative to any.
You mentioned Wizard in 131 different
this,
streams. You mentioned
outside
Wizard
of this
3 times as often as you
addict
mentioned
slave hole that have become panels. You're not relevant or relative to anything entertaining, coherent, co-creative, inspiring,
131
or profound, or poignant, or anything.
131.
So you don't have a place on my broadcast anymore because I gave you and many others the privilege for 3 years, and I was at record low numbers. For obvious reasons. I guess that audience wanted to see 99% more of me all day, every day on the broadcast, and not even 1% of you and Wizard.
If you'll ever concede to the fact that maybe you push some people away too, we can have a conversation about that. But otherwise, you're just being
I don't push people away. I recognize when people are not in alignment with what I'm in alignment with, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's okay, because not everybody has to be a part of me and my life and what I'm doing, nor could they be if I wanted them to be. I proved that for 3 years with a panel, non-panel. These are insanely uninspiring, depressing, addicted, not entertaining fools who lie to an audience all day, every day. Why would I want them to be a part of what the fuck I'm doing and creating when it's an antithesis?
Thank you so much, Chuck. Chuck, the absolute man of the hour. And that's the thing, though, right? It's all about.
Hold on a second.
It's starting to rain money! The chat is on fire! Thank you to all our supporters! Much love and respect to all the audience. Let's fucking go!
And this one's for calling me a charlatan.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck
Do you bring enough to share for everyone? Does he have a bag?
Hey! Guess what I got in this bag?
Well, this has been a great sort of flipping of the this standard, right?
No, it's been a great revelation of the standard once again, which is almost non-existent. And you try to beat everyone over the head with that. We have zero standard for ourselves, our broadcast, our results, our life, and we just do whatever we want to do and call it something different. The Illumitami. What's that called? If there was a dance, it'd be called the Illumitami, and you guys are doing it constantly, and it's fucking embarrassing.
When you
and
go to
insults
heaven,
everyone's
when you
intelligence.
talk to the Creator, He's going to be like, "Okay, one question only. Did you have a good broadcast? Or do you think there's going to be an element that maybe you overlooked?"
Did you have a good
No, and that's
broadcast?
why I haven't done a broadcast in going on 2 or 3 days now, while you're on it 7 fucking days a week. So was I, and I was getting a ton of value.
Unless somebody start
creating
getting
a
the
bunch of
hours
value
in.
in between messing with you zoo creatures. So I've now refocused on that, and hopefully, faithfully, God will commend me for stop smoking tobacco, stop all sugar, stop all caffeine, eating nothing but organic vegetables, the same ones all day, every day, showing will and discipline, practicing fasting, and working in the desert now to stay busy. Hopefully and faithfully, along with doing my broadcast, the being will see that I've been hooked by a broadcast, right? And I've been reeled in more and more as time goes on. Okay. And I'm sure the same thing is going on potentially for all of us. So you make it all about the broadcast, and the 99% wizard's never going to show you and tell you.
I've been telling you since we started talking that I'm sick of us trying to talk about sort of ideas, and then you always go into the broadcast this, the broadcast that. Whenever I've mentioned very many times that that's the least of my concerns, and then you say, "Well, what? That's the only thing I can ever think
I
about." Is the broadcast.
explained to you. I don't know why this is such a difficult concept. I've explained to you that I will be wanting to, if I don't intend to, and I don't do it, I'm wanting to bring more on the ground component and different events. I'm not feeling up to it. When I am, I will, or not. Right. And quite frankly, the most important thing to me for the last going on 3 years now, and more each day, as I've gotten firsthand experience out in the middle of nowhere, I've solidified my goal and intention to have land and to work the land, and to attempt to be tax-free on that land, right, by exploring remedy. So I literally have like 5 to 10 things that I need to do and want to do that I've been exploring and practicing with, and I'm going to continue to doing and going deeper with. My mind and my heart isn't expressly, even though you just said it was, chiefly motivated and inspired by doing content at this point. I've shifted my focus, my inspiration, and my perspective, or it's been shifted for me, if you want to look at it that way. So it kind of was. It's not now, because I've had certain events go on in my life that have caused me to refocus and really take the rest of my life and the community and what I have here, the opportunity, seriously. Because I wasn't doing that. And part of it is because I had a fear of letting go of certain things, including value or coupons for value. So, yeah, I think that more and more each day I'm moving toward my goals and my inspirations, and more is coming together. And I have faith that that vision will show itself more and more. And no, it doesn't include you in some Houston suburb somewhere getting online with Moose and doing bitten on bits beyond a certain point, right? It's just two different worlds. By the end of next year, I want to be on the land, growing my own food, somewhat self-sustainable, tax-free if possible. Right? Excuse me?
Aren't you going to sue the government, or wasn't that a part of the? I don't know if that's the right word. Sue.
Yeah, I'm going to do more to make more changes in this life while you sit back and do little to nothing to change your reality and everyone else's. Yeah, I'm going to roll that boulder up a mountain again, like I have so many times before. Not because I necessarily want to or even like it all the time, because that's what I believe to be my and pretty much everyone else here's purpose, meaning, value, and principles. Now, whether you live that or not, like I do, I guess will be on you. But yes, I do intend. Another thing I intend, because I'm not going to, I could say, oh, I'm going to do it and try to convince myself and everyone else. It'll remain to be seen, right? When I do it, I do it, if I do it. But yes, another one of my intentions when I get where I'm going is to survey the landscape. And if I'm being chemtrailed like a bug, I will be suing those people to attempt to get them to stop. If nothing else, selfishly, because I don't want to look at it and I don't want to fucking breathe it in anymore. And yes, I believe I'm part of a bigger movement that is not only literally having Donald Trump and others talk about ending federal income tax, ending sales tax, changing policy, statute, and code on the ground, and the difference between legal and lawful. That's all now in the mainstream, thanks to I and many others doing the fucking work on the ground to make the change. And you can mock that all you want, but by the end of this, if it does change and you see a radical change in the landscape and how government is done, if they don't bring in digital currency and AI slavery, which you're promoting, by the way, if they don't bring all that in to slave everybody even harder on
me or many people and
system, then you're going to see everything change, and you'll be able to say, my daddy, my stepdaddy, online Pauly boy, was an integral part in his own way of being part of doing the work to change the problems we face. You won't get the ability to say that. Okay? So, and you can call that pride and ego and legacy and all the rest of it. Again, that day may never come. I don't need to get the credit to be ultimately selfish, to be selfless, because I'm not going to live in a world where they're going to tell me what I'm going to do and be all day, every day, and how I'm going to eat and drink and suck down their poison and take 11 fucking boosters as of this week. They came out with the 11th one.
That's the point where we agree, right? That's the truth that we all agree.
That's the point we agree on, but you're not going to do shit to fucking change it. And that's where we're not equally yoked. You're going to sit online with Moose and talk about me and everybody else and what we do.
Let's do a contest, right? Let's do a contest. See who can get out on.
I don't need to do a contest
every day.
I already have the contest. It's between me and God.
It's simple.
And I'm not playing into your
Stand
game.
behind your word. You don't have to. I'm just saying, just like I'm trying to make active improvements every day. And if you can't see that,
I'm telling you what I need to do. I'm not even telling you what I am doing or I'm gonna do.
You should tell
so whether
yourself.
I do that or not will remain like everything else. Whether I do that or not will remain to be seen.
That's
in
true.
experience and action.
Water is wet.
Great.
That's what I'm saying. So why do you need to tell me?
I have a record and a history and a
Why do you need to prove
reputation
it to
and
me?
credibility
Why do you
and
feel
a
like
whole
you need
bunch
to
of
prove it?
experiences that go with who I am and what I do. You don't, and you're most likely not going to start at 30. And if you do, God bless you.
Okay.
But I'm not buying it.
I get it. So we can even.
Shout out to Chuck from Tennessee with his $20 super chat. Says, pray that you now remove me from every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows.
I'll do it right now. Chuck and I have issues, supposedly, according to him. He can't, over a long enough period of time, stay away from negative emotion toward me and expression to me, but I will take his suggestion because I may need it more than anyone here. I pray right now before the God of creation that it, he, she, it, whatever it is, remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to it and my fellow man and woman.
Amen.
God willing, that will make everything that I just ran my fat mouth about more achievable. Because without that, I probably ain't going to do or be shit. And the same goes for you.
You taking notes, Landry, or something?
No, I'm just appreciating Chuck's super chats. He's really, really on fire today.
No, they're on this stream.
You think so?
I don't know. Are they?
I think the first one was.
Oh, that might make sense. Yeah.